Hello, just got out of bed, still in my pyjamas, a bit knackered. I got a bit of a wheezy sore throat actually. I don't know if it's my allergy to our cats that's doing it, but anyway, VST LAB Refractometer, and I'm just going to take you through some of the things that you can do with it and how you calibrate it to start off with, just to show how easy it is to use and the kind of benefits that you can get from using it, really. It's going to be a bit rough and ready. I haven't got a script or anything, so here we go. And you're on the webcam, so it's not the best quality. If I just tilt this, so what I have is the refractometer. I have an iPhone which has the software Extract Mojo. You don't have to have an iPhone. You can do this with the software that goes on the computer. But the great thing about the iPhone is it's just really convenient. What you can do is, these are all sliders at the bottom, and I can set, cancel that. I can set what I want the, let's say my beverage weight, BW there, to be 330, because that's my cup size. I can then set the dose weight. It'll tell me what dose weight is correct. If I look at the top there, you've got, whatever you set at the bottom gets reflected at the top. Let's try and move some of this. So if I'm sliding the dose up and down, you see at the top there, the extraction yield goes up and down as well. Yeah? So you can, and it actually has the ideal zones. Extraction yield according to Gold Cup, 18% to 22%, and your TDS percentage between, let's say, 1.15 and 1.35, which I think is the US range of Gold Cup. So anyway, without being too complicated, it lets you upfront plan what you want your coffee to taste like. Let's calibrate the refractometer. So the other thing I have here is just a little bottle of deionized water. Just get this from any old sort of car shop in the UK, Halfords. I just got mine from the garage down the road. All I'm going to do is switch it on, which is just a push of a button. Open up the protective cover, and then you take one of these, which comes with the refractometer, and it's just a little pipette. You squeeze the end and you get some water or some liquid. So if I just take some water out of here, squeeze it on to the refractometer's little well there, close it, and then just select the option to calibrate it, and then it reads, because this water is like a 0 TDS, it's the purest water you can get. That just means that it knows what the baseline is when it takes a measurement of your coffee. That's it, it's done. Alright, so let's make some coffee. I'm going to just brew straight into this cup, and it's about 210 grams, or it holds about 200 grams, maybe 190. So I'm going to make the beverage weight 210 grams on my little device. I also know that I like coffee around about 1.35% TDS. I know that from experience, but I could have something weaker or something stronger. But I'm going to make 1.35 my setting. And then I'm just going to use whatever dose it tells me will bring in something around that region. So I'm using, if I show you, 210 grams of water. 1.35 is the TDS that I'm aiming for, the strength. 12.6 grams of coffee is what I need, and if you look at the top there, to end up with an extraction yield of 20.07%. Might sound technical, it's not. You just basically say, right, bish bash bosh, that's what I want, and that's what I'm aiming for. And then you make it. What shall we brew it with? Yeah, this is a a Kalita wave. I'm just going to put that on there and brew that, and we should get a nice brew out of that. Back in a moment. Has been Brazil, Fazenda, Lagoa, or Fazenda, Yellow, Ikatu, Pulp, Natural. Here we go. Timer, click. 210 grams. I'm not going to do the whole thing on video. See you at the end. Coffee's finished, it's brewed. First thing to do is take your little squeezy pipette and just steal a little bit of that coffee, and I just put it into an egg cup, because the refractometer needs the coffee to be at a certain temperature before it takes a reading. So we'll come back. In the meantime, drink your coffee. Okay, it has cooled. Refractometer on. Suck up my little bit of coffee that's in here, and you just put it in just where you put the water before. Close the lid, and press the button, and it says here reading, and it comes up with the TDS. I was aiming for 1.35. I'm getting 1.14. Again, 1.15. If you leave it a bit longer, it begins to get a more accurate reading. 1.15 again, 1.15 again. So, 1.15. So my target was 1.35. I got 1.15. What I can then do, because I was also aiming for an extraction percentage of 20, but if I put in the actual results in here, it tells me, there we go, the actual TDS was 1.15 and the actual extraction was only 17%, and it should have been 20. So it's less strong than I wanted, which is the TDS, and it's under extracted, which is the extraction yield. And now I know that when I make this coffee again using that brew method, I can grind a bit finer, or I can adjust, I can make the water a bit hotter maybe, have a longer steep time. It did come through a bit quick on the Kalita wave, so I think that the grind needs to be a little bit finer. So that's me using this thing to just dial in my technique to this particular coffee on this particular day. And I think you need to do that every day and throughout the day as the coffee changes as well. That's the great thing about this. So I can set a target and I can aim for it, miss it, and then hit it the next time. So I've no doubt that a lot of people don't like the idea of using one of these things. I don't like the idea of brewing by numbers. Fine, that's great. I'm still brewing by taste, except now I know what under extracted tastes like. People talk about under extraction or over extraction, and eventually I think I won't need this as much, because I'll be able to brew just by tasting what a 1.15 TDS tastes like, or a 17% extraction tastes like, compared with the 20%, compared with the 21%. You're calibrating your own taste buds, and that's something that I think once you've got that, you never lose, but you just need to recalibrate every now and then. So for me, it's not just about brewing a coffee on a particular day, it's about teaching yourself how to recognize what you're tasting, which I love. It's not guesswork anymore.